everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a first impressions video on the new Covergirl Ready Set Gorgeous line. I found all these products at Walgreens yesterday. I was super excited to find them. I heard that other people had been seeing them out on display with like Katy Perry and stuff, and she was on there and I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. I was so excited. So the new products include a Ready Set Gorgeous Fresh Complexion Oil-Free Foundation, and I bought the lightest shade and everything, so shades 105 through 110. And I will say right off the bat, first impression, it does look a little dark, so I'm definitely a little worried about this matching, but we shall see. So you get a foundation in the new line, and then it also they also put out a new concealer. Excuse me. And yeah, there's no major like claims, it's just a concealer. And then lastly, I picked up the powder, and again, this looks a tad dark for my fair skin. It does kind of frustrate me that they kind of grouped all of us fair girls, or just people in general, into shades 105 through 110 because we're not all the same shade of pale. So I'm a little worried about it matching, but we shall see. So let's go ahead and get started. Just gonna go ahead and give it a quick shake so it's nice and mixed up in there. And yeah, it just says it's an oil-free foundation, and it says one simple step for a flawless natural look that lasts all day. The formula blends easily to even skin tone and reduce shine all day. So we shall see if that's true. Oh, I think I am going to use a little bit of a primer. Let's see here, what should I do? I'm going to go ahead and use my L'Oreal Revitalift Miracle Blur. This really isn't a primer, but it does have SPF in it, which is perfect because I'm going to go out in the sun today, and it just helps to blur some imperfections and smooth over some stuff because I am breaking out on my chin right now, so yeah. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into applying this bad boy. So I'm just going to apply some on the back of my hand first, and I'm just going to start with that much. It does look a little yellow toned, so we'll see how this goes. And I'm just going to use my beauty blender as a method of application today. I'm just going to go ahead and start dotting this on my face. Feels really nice on the skin. It doesn't really feel like I'm wearing anything, but the coverage is quite sheer, so I'm going to go ahead and apply a little extra to my cheeks just because that's where I tend to get a little bit red, and maybe a little extra on my chin just for a teensy bit more coverage since I am unfortunately breaking out right now. Doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. I did go ahead and obviously make sure that I blended it down my neck, but we shall see if it oxidizes and or looks different out in like sunlight, so hopefully all goes well with that. But now we're going to move on to concealer. So like I said, there's no dramatic claims that this has. It's just, it says it's a concealer and it's oil free, so let's test it. So this is the first time I've ever tried a Covergirl concealer, and this one comes out on a little doe foot applicator like you can see, so I'm just going to go ahead and apply this underneath my eyes. A little heavy underneath the eyes because I really do want to brighten them up, and as you can tell, the concealer is a tad bit lighter than the actual foundation, so that I am excited about. So now I'm just going to take my beauty blender and blend that out. A different concealer just to cover up the two blemishes on my chin because this concealer was a little too light to conceal anything down there. So now I'm going to be using the Ready Set Gorgeous powder to set the rest of my makeup. I honestly love the packaging. It's so stinking cute. It's just a really nice, sleek little white compact, and it has like the metallic writing on the front. I just think it's, I think it's pretty adorable. And then it comes obviously with a sponge. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch this powder really quick. Oh goodness, this does seem a little dark, so I'm definitely a little worried, but I'm going to use a fluffy powder brush and we're going to see how this goes. The little sponge to pack on coverage on the little blemishes, and when you use it to pack it on, it really does provide awesome coverage to those areas. But seeing as how this powder is certainly a little dark for me, I didn't want to press the powder everywhere on my face, so I figured a fluffy brush would be the best route to go. I do feel like the color, at least in the viewfinder right now, looks a little off. Like it looks a little dark through here, and then like really light under my eyes, which I mean, I wanted the highlight, but I also wanted like my foundation to match. So I don't know, hopefully this looks okay out in the daylight. Maybe I can get a clip and kind of get your guys' opinions on what it looks like out in the sun. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back to give you my further thoughts. Alright, so I have finished putting on my makeup, and I do have to say I am in love with the concealer. It hasn't creased on me yet, which I am extremely shocked because by now pretty much everything will crease on me. So I am super surprised about this, and this might be a new favorite. I'm obsessed. So we'll see how well it holds up throughout the day. I do have to go run a couple errands that involve going outside, and it is quite hot now in Missouri, so I am very interested to see how this is going to hold up, you know, in the hot weather, whether or not it's going to look oily or shiny, and whether or not my nose will like separate and stuff, because I have a lot of problems with like powders and foundations that my nose is pretty much the first thing to go, and that drives me nuts. So let's hope that this lasts today. And I put this on around noon. It's now 12:53, so I'm gonna go ahead and go, and then I will check up with you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, so it's been a couple hours since I last talked to you, and I ran out to the store, and it is blazing outside. It's like 82 degrees, which might not seem like much, but it's hot and the sun is just beating down. So I am so far really impressed with the foundation and the concealer. The concealer did crease on me a little bit, but that was to be expected because almost everything creases on me, so not a huge deal. I do like the way that the powder is holding up on like the blemishes and on my T-zone, because usually by now sometimes powders will already begin to fade on me, especially with it being so hot outside. I did sweat a little bit earlier and my face still looks really nice. So I am so far pretty impressed. I'm liking the foundation. The only thing still of concern is the color match. I haven't really taken a good look outside in the sun, but it doesn't appear to be too bad. I mean, when I was in the car, I kind of checked it and it doesn't look too off. I mean, obviously I'm wearing bronzer, so that's going to look a little bit different on camera, but I feel like it actually adjusted to my skin pretty well, so it doesn't look like I'm wearing like a discolored mask or whatever. So that is a plus. I am, however, going to really test this foundation. I need to run on the treadmill tonight, so I'm going to do that, and I will show you guys what the makeup looks like afterwards, which of course I'm probably going to look a little gross, but we're just going to see how well it holds up under severe, like, sweat. I know, gross. So anyways, yeah, I will talk to you guys in a little bit. So yeah. Alright, so I thought I would go ahead and give you guys a quick little clip of what the foundation looks like in natural lighting, and so far I'm pretty excited. I definitely think that for the powder to work, a light dusting is required. Sorry if you can hear my baby brother like screaming upstairs, but it definitely would not recommend like packing it on, especially if you're fair skinned like I am, because I feel like the powder would really kind of discolor and obviously be clearly much darker than your skin tone. But if I'm just lightly powdering, I feel like it's not too big of a deal, and the foundation matches pretty nicely to my actual skin tone. So I am pretty excited about these products. Alrighty, so I just got done with the treadmill and I'm all sweaty and disgusting, and it was super hot where the treadmill is, plus running, so you can imagine how gross it got. Anyways, the foundation though, I don't know if you guys can tell, but the highlight is still right there on my cheek, which means that the foundation is still still has stayed put right there, which has helped to hold on to the product I put on my cheekbones. So that's also really impressive, and for how much I like sweat, I look pretty good. Like, I feel like I could still go out and not be too terribly self-conscious about my face. I think, you know, it definitely broke up right through here, and maybe a little bit on my forehead, but that's not bad at all. So I definitely recommend this foundation. I will say I will probably use the foundation and the concealer. However, I'm probably not going to gravitate towards the powder just because it does run so dark, and I'm very fair skinned and this just looks a little odd on me. So I will probably use my Holy Grail L'Oreal powder tomorrow when I use this foundation again. So yeah, but I do recommend the foundation. I think it's really nice, and I think it's a great product to have in your collection for summertime especially, because even with how much I sweat and I did no touch-ups whatsoever, I mean, I'm not like shiny. Like, can you guys see that? Like, I don't know if it's gonna translate. Like, there's a little shine right there, but it's been way worse before with other foundations. Like, this is truly amazing. So I am very impressed, and I highly recommend it. I hope you guys enjoyed this first impressions, and I will talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye.